Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusantadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, which was included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O Goddess, the showerer of the nectar-like knowledge through your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Now Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And as we are coming towards an end of this Sankhya Yoga, let us read the 71st Shloka of the second Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna how a person can attain that state of peace when the desires get merged in oneself, when there are no outward desires, outgoing desires to enjoy the worldly enjoyments. Now Sri Krishna says, vihāya kāmān sarvān pumānśh charati niḥspṛihaḥ nirmamo nirahankāraḥ śhāntim adhigachchhati saha śhāntim adhigachchhati. That person that enjoys, that person attains the supreme bliss, the peace, shanti. Who is such person? Vihāya kāmān. Vihāya is abandoning. Kāmān, desires. Yaha sarvān, that all. Pumānśh charati niḥspṛihaḥ. Pumān is man. That man. Charati niḥspṛihaḥ is he moves about. Charati is move about. Walks along. Niḥspṛihaḥ. Spruha is desire, the intense desire for something. Niḥspṛihaḥ. Now here in this particular verse, Sri Krishna is telling the desire for worldly enjoyments. Niḥspṛihaḥ. Free from all such desires of enjoying the worldly life. Spruha is the intense desire to enjoy something. Some may have spruha of enjoying the bliss. And that is what that spruha really matters. So, having abandoned all the desires, when a man moves about free from longing, no intense desire, nirmamo nirahankāraḥ. Nirmamaha is devoid of ownership, the me and mine. I am doing this. This house is my house. This family is my family. This is my car. This is my property. No, that me and mine. So nirmamo, devoid of ownership. Nirahankāraḥ. No ahankara, no egoism. Free from egoism. Free from me and mine. Free from aham, ahankar. Saha śhāntim adhigachchhati. That man only can enjoy the real peace, the real bliss, the ultimate peace. That man attains peace who lives devoid of longing, freed from all desires, and without the feeling of I and mine. No ownership. I am the mother, I am the child of the mother, I am the servant of the master, I am a devotee, he is the Lord. That attitude comes when one becomes nirmamo, when one becomes devoid of egotism, devoid of me and mineness. And only then there is a scope of attaining, the opportunity of attaining the ultimate peace. As long as man is given to worldly desires, he will not have peace of mind. Calmness comes to the extent craving is quelled. Once the craving is gone, only then there is calmness. Because craving, what happens? Craving is unending. Longing of those desires is unending. You fulfill one desire, immediately the next one crops up. It is like that the dog's tail, which is curved. You straighten it. You feel it is all smooth now. Just lift your hand. Again the tail is back. It is bent. So desires are like that. We can never fulfill our desires. There is no end to desires cropping in the mind. It is only when, with the control of the senses, this longing for enjoying the sense objects, when we become niḥspṛihaḥ, only then can we conquer these sense objects, and only then we can attain peace. Not without that. Because till the time desires are there is no peace of mind, because we have to keep on looking for other enjoyments. Fulfill those desires, one after the other. It is an unending chain. Only when we become niḥspṛihaḥ, when we become devoid of any longing, any more longing, no, now I don't have any more desires to be fulfilled. When we reach that stage, that only then can we enjoy the peace of mind. Agency and ownership are the modifications of mind. The feeling of I and mine leads man into bondage of karma. I am doing this. The moment we start doing this, we get attached to something in return, to the fruits of the karma. And Sri Krishna has told us, don't go after the fruits of the karma. Just do your duty without the sense of ownership. Be the servant of the Lord, be the servant of the Master, and perform your duty, whichever duty has come to your lot. That's it. What will happen, whether I will get promotion, whether I will get rewards, whether I will get pat on the back, why should you worry about all that? You should not. We should just do our duties without taking the ownership. We just become the instruments in the hands of the Lord, instruments in the hands of Mother, that we performing the duties. So till the time that I and mine, that mama, that ahamkara is there, no peace, forget about it. Waves and billows rise up on the surface of the sea and put on appearances of separate volumes of water. Now, Swami Chidbhavananda ji is again quoting the example that Sri Krishna gave in the previous verse of the still and ocean at peace. You see, even the waves of the ocean, they have their ups and downs, and we feel, oh, these ups and downs are different from the ocean. We call it as a wave, the ups and downs. The waves and billows, they appear to be separate from the ocean for that point of time, but no, they are very much part and parcel of the ocean. Likewise, in the same way, the ego of a learned man, the ego of a person who has become niḥspṛihaḥ, who has become nirmamo, nirmamaha, nirahankāraḥ, there may be a trace of ego left out, but it is of no consequence. It is of no value. That ego that is retained by the Brahmajnani is only for the sake of maintaining this body. Otherwise, as Sri Ramakrishna had told, the moment one enters Samadhi, one becomes one with the self. A person cannot live for more than 21 days, 3 weeks at the most, and then the body drops off. But the Brahmajnanis, in order to teach people, in order to spread their teachings, in order to elevate the people, in order to bring in the illumination in the masses, they retain that little bit of ego just to maintain the body. They have to eat, they have to sleep, they have to breathe. Because if you are not coming to the normal plane, if we are one with the self, even the breathing stops. And then how can a person live without breathing, without eating? Then somebody has to force feed that person. Only ego to that extent is retained in these Brahmajnanis. With the cessation of desire, because they have no desires, all the desires are gone. There is only one desire of bringing in illumination in these downtrodden people, in these spiritual aspirants. And then they retain that body. All the ethical and spiritual life is directed to elimination of this ego, in taming this ego. When Sri Krishna says nirahankāraḥ or nirmamo, yes, we have to kill the ego, but we have to tame it like a charmed snake, like that snake charmer puts that mantra on the snake, and howsoever poisonous that snake may be, it just starts dancing to the tune of that snake charmer's music. It is no more poisonous. It cannot, it will just raise its hood, fine, but it has no capacity to bite and kill anybody. No. That is the beauty of getting into that state of nirmamo, nirahankāraḥ, niḥspṛihaḥ. And that is the only way of enjoying the ultimate peace. Śhāntim adhigachchhati. That is the sure short formula Sri Krishna has given. And on this particular the thing of how that ego remains in spite of killing the ego, how that ego is retained by these Brahmajnanis, Sri Ramakrishna has said something. When the goat is slaughtered, its body shakes for a while as if imbued with life. You have sacrificed that goat, the head is separate from the body, but still for some time the body is still, we feel as if there is still life in that body. Similarly, the ego of Jnani undergoes slaughter when he attains illumination. There is no more ego left out, but like that lifeless goat still shaking its legs and body without the head, a trace of ego lingers just to carry on bodily sustenance for such self-illumined souls, self-illumined people. But it has no power to bind him again to worldliness, because there are no more desires now. The person has become desireless. There is nothing to enjoy. There is nothing, only one desire. And that is merging in the self, getting self-illumination, getting the self-realization, the atma-jnana, the brahma-jnana. That is the only thing. And talking about desires, how desires are detrimental for the spiritual life. Our Ma, Sri Sharda Devi, she has said that by cutting off the bonds of Maya, they will realize nirvana and merge themselves in God. This body, no doubt, the outcome of desires. This body has come into existence only because of desires, and that's why the cycle of birth and death, and that's why in our meditation on the Bhagavad Gita, that when we say, "Oh my beloved mother, the destroyer of rebirth, It is through this knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita that we are able to conquer this tendency of getting tempted by the desires. And when we reach that stage, there is no more rebirth. And our Ma says, all comes to an end when the man gets rid of desires completely. That desire is the cause of our suffering. And then our Ma further says that as long as a man has desires, there is no end to his transmigration. He will have to born again. He will have to die again. And with that desire, he will have to born again. It is the desires alone that make him take one body after the another. There will be rebirth for a man if he has even the desire to eat a piece of sweet meat. Even if it is the desire of no consequence, a little desire. Oh, I want to eat that chocolate. I want to eat that sweet. Even that desire is sufficient for him to take another body after the death. It is for this reason that people, they try to fulfill their desires and get rid of them. No more desires then after that. And when that stage comes, then there is no transmigration. So that is our teaching of Sri Krishna from the 71st Shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. And in our next reading, we will be completing this chapter of Sankhya Yoga, the beautiful philosophical advice, the philosophical treatise that Sri Krishna has told us. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.